Yo, wagwan. Tis your boy, Jadon, Legendary. Now you're probably wondering, Jadon, why you on a half-naked drain eye in the middle of the ground? Because I have a guide for you today. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, share with people join the legendary clans for the channel to become legendary. We have the level 19 warrior. Okay, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. But before we get into the gear, the most important thing to twinking a character is freezing your level. Just in case you don't know how to do that, let me show you real quick. For Alliance, you're going to want to make your way up to Stormwind Keep, okay? And instead of it being behind Varian's chair, it is now to the side. And then you'll see that man standing right there. Or he'll be crouched over in stealth. And boom. I wish to start I wish to no longer gain experience, is what it'll say. Now for Horde. For Horde, you're still going to be coming up to the Valley of Honor, but it's no longer a green hut. It's now this reddish hut. Okay? Once you get in, you're going to make your way up these set of stairs, and then a second set of stairs, which I will show you. Okay? Don't go that way. You're going to go this way, all the way up to the top. And once you're up here, you're going to be looking for this undead right here. You're going to put the same thing. I wish to no longer gain experience for 10 gold. Now back to the warrior, okay? And all the gear you're gonna need, all the knick-knack paddywhacks. Now in the future, I will have target dummies for these characters to attack, so that way you can see the damage firsthand. I'll be doing it like I used to do it back in the day, where I have a cloth, leather, mail, and then heavy mail. That'll be, you know, a warrior with a shield on. And depending on the level, it'll be plate and then plate with a shield. At level 19, of course, that's mail. So I mean, we got a whole bunch of gear here, folks. Make sure you get ready, get your snacky snacks, because there's a lot you need to write down here, as you can see. Okay, there's a lot you need to write down. Starting off with the first bag, helmets. Okay, not very many options here. You're going for the polished war helm of Valor, or you're going for the helm of might. Okay, and if you just need something super stamina, then you're going to be going for your lucky fishing hat. But if you want an all-rounded best option for, you know, a Fury Warrior, which is the most common spec at the time, because it has more options, then that'll be your polished helm of Valor. Okay. For your neck pieces, only the only two neck pieces you ever need: Sentinel's Medallion for Alliance, Scout's Medallion for Horde. Okay. Agility isn't the most useful thing at this level, but at the same time, having no neck piece at all isn't very useful either. So, you gotta go with something. Agility does still give a little bit of crit, so it'll count towards something. Shoulders. The easiest shoulder options you'll need straight off the bat is Pack Leader's Powderons for Alliance, Deathstalker's Powderons for Horde. Okay, you get these off of a quest in Shadowfang Keep, as of the new Shadowfang Keep. Okay, and then you're gonna be making your way up to the Spalders of Valor or Stockades Strengthened Powderons. Depends on which ones you feel like getting. Of course, the best of the best is gonna be these right here, because I mean, the resilience would work. You could use a little bit of resilience in PvP at this level. It ain't the most useful because you can't get very much of it, but I mean, it does something. Oh. But the common folk, of course, will be going for the Powderons of Valor. Next up for cloak, the only options that matter, okay, because all you gotta do is pay a little bit of gold. Worn Stone Skin Gargoyle Cape or Gargoyle Cape. And if you're trying to go more tanky, then you're gonna want the Ripped Sandstorm Cloak for that little bit of dodge, a little bit of hit. Now keep in mind, hit at this level, you don't need very much hit at this level to annihilate all hit required, which means your character ain't gonna miss no more. So we'll get down the line, I'll show you something that gives you a nice amount of hit if you're trying to go for more of a dungeon hero twink than a PvP twink. Man, hold up. So you just gonna watch this much of the video and you not even gonna subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. Next up, we got the chest piece. Okay, the best of the best chest piece, of course, is going to be your breastplate of Valor. But until you can get your hands on that, you're going to want either the mutant scale breastplate or the Pythos vest. These both come out of Willing Caverns. Okay. Now there's a chest piece in Shadowfang Keep that has the exact same stats, but you got to get it off of a boss. So you're better off just running Willing Caverns because this is a quest item and you're guaranteed to get it. Or if you want something more strength related, then you can go with the Mutant Scale. Okay. Really depends on what you want. You want a little extra crit, or do you want a lot of extra strength, or a little extra strength? You already know though. Breastplate of the Valor is going to be the best of the best. Next up for wrist, okay, we got Spark Metal Bracers for Alliance and Bracers of the Most Trusted for Horde. Okay, there is no other bracers at these levels that matter. These both come off of quest, so they won't take you very long to get. Okay, unfortunately, Alliance does get the better option, but it's all good because Horde got a couple of options themselves. Next up, we got gloves. Okay, you're gonna want Thorbia's gauntlets, but those are gonna be a tough one to get. Okay, it's gonna take a hot minute. Drop rate is low as fuck. More than likely, it's gonna cost a grip in the auction house. Okay, so in the meantime, for Alliance, you want Dirty Rotten gloves. For Horde, you want Sandspire gloves for the meantime. Okay, but you're gonna be working up toward those Thorbias. Okay, that's the best strength right there. Belts, we have many options for belts. These are all going to be the Earthbound Girdle, which you can obtain through simply doing dungeons and getting a little bag at the end. Okay, best of the best is going to be the Bear. 6 stamina, 6 strength. But if you want to fall back on some other options, full strength, like a dungeon hero character, you're probably going to want that full strength. If you're planning on flag carrying or tanking, you're going to want the stamina, or if you want something a little more well-rounded, you can go with the champion. Okay, now I know some people probably never heard of dungeon hero characters, but that was a fairly newer thing that happened with Cataclysm because there was so many new gear options and whatnot. A dungeon hero character, you basically were collecting every bit of blue items you could just to, you know, show off a bit. Whenever holidays would come around, you would do like those to get the little extra purple items. I can't remember if the purple items scaled back in this time around. I don't think they did, but if they did, you know, that's all the stuff you would be doing. Dungeon hero twink characters are quite freaking fun. I had quite a few, and now that's pretty much what all my twinks are dungeon heroes. It's just a lot of good fun, especially with the being able to do the holiday stuff and getting those purple items. A lot of good fun. Next up though, we got legs. Okay, change of pace too. It's different from just hopping in and smacking Obi characters all the time. Unless you fight other high-end twinks, then you know you ain't gotta worry about that. For legs, we have Caligo's Gift and Foreman's Leggings. Now, unfortunately and fortunately for Horde, you get Calico's Gift, which is coming off of a quest, so it's pretty freaking easy to get your hands on after a little quest line. Simple as that, straight out of a Jera. For Alliance, unfortunately, you got to get your hands on the Foreman's Leggings, which comes off of a ghoul in West Falls, out the Dead Mines joint. Drop rate low as fuck. I grinded for these like crazy back in Cataclysm. Did I ever get them? No. So in the meantime, you're gonna want to get your hands on the Mighty Chain Pants, as y'all know, the little green item pants that can be sold. That's sold off of most low-level blacksmith vendors and a couple of vendors in Darkshire and whatnot. So in the meantime, for Alliance, you're gonna want the Mighty Chain Pants, and you're gonna slowly work your way toward the Foreman's Leggings if possible, because everybody and their mother more than likely is gonna be grinding it. For Horde, you know, just hit that quest up and boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Now for boots, you got 2 boots options, okay? You got your well-rounders, and then you got your tanking options. Silverlink foot guards, one of the best tank legs, 7 stamina, 3 strength. Problem is, it's a drop. You're not guaranteed to get it, but if you don't really care too much, you want something more well-rounded and far easier to get, Savage Trotters. They drop right out of Willing Caverns off of a boss, so you're more guaranteed to get them. Next up, we got rings, weapons, trinkets, and whatnot. Okay, For Alliance, you're going to be looking at Protector's Band and Band of Argus. For Horde, you're going to be looking at Legionnaire's Band and Demon Band. Okay? And if you just want to take the time to do the Delaran Fishing event, which is going to be a whole lot easier since not very many people are going to be there to do it. Dread Pirate Ring. Well, depends on your server. A lot of people might still be trying to do it. Okay? But overall, the best of the best, you're going to want these two right here. If you're playing Alliance, you want these two right here if you're playing Horde. But if you want to change in stats for that hit and that crit, then you know you can work for the Dread Pirate Ring if you want. Plus it's 5 extra XP, so you probably should get it anyways for leveling characters. The trinkets, we got a few options here, okay? Of course, Arena Grand Master. You can never get any better than that. Extra 1,000 health is nothing to laugh at, you know what I'm saying? We got your Swift Hand of Justice. Decent amount of haste. You could put 2 on at a time if you want to really gain haste. And then of course your inherited insignias and your regular insignias of the Horde and Alliance. You're going to be using the regular first unless you already got the inherited. I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to be super easy to get when Cataclysm drops because it's going to be pretty cheap. So that's honestly why I wasn't adding too many of the secondary options when it comes to boas, because they become a whole lot easier to get realistically. So that's why I didn't add too many secondary options. They just become too easy to get your hands on. Next up, for weapons, if you're planning on going arms, which is decent, but a lot of us rolled Fury back in the day because you get Piercing Howl, and as a warrior all you have is charge and whatnot, so Piercing Howl is going to be pretty big. So a lot of us ran Fury back in the day, especially level 20 trial twinks. We always ran Fury because it was just better options in terms of slowing people down. Piercing Howl is not something you want to pass up on because you are not high enough for hamstring. So remember that, folks, when you're choosing your spec when the time comes around. Fury is the dog right now. Okay. Now for weapons, okay, let's say you want to mess around with a two-hander. Of course, that's going to be your Bloodied Arcanite Reaper and or your Reforged True Silver Champion. Okay, you get a little bit more strength, a little bit of resilience, and for this you get more heavy-handed hits, more stamina, some crit. But if you do not have those options yet, then you're going to want to be, for Alliance, you're going to be wanting to go for Emil's Brand. This was a great sword back in the day, still is. 21.8 DPS, 11 strength, and some decent top-end damage, as you can see, even though it's fast as fuck. It's pretty dang strong. Pretty dang strong. And then for Horde, you're going to want to go for Seraph's Strike. Now this right here is a pretty dang good weapon because even though it doesn't got that 11 strength, it's got that 10 hit, which immediately will eliminate all hit you need at this level, which means you ain't gonna miss. So if you're definitely trying to go for a dungeon hero character, this will be the best, because you're not gonna miss. You're gonna land every hit, which means rage build will be amazing and all that. Now if you plan on going the dual wielding route, there's a lot of good options, mainly Blood-Soaked Skullforged Reaver. You get 3 strength. A little parry, but you know, 3 strength. You want more well-rounded, then you could go with the Vulnerable Mass, but you won't be getting that strength. However, you will be getting haste and crit. And agility that adds a little extra crit. You do not have the option at boa items quite yet. And for your easier options, you're going to want the Protector Sword, okay? Or if you're Horde, you want the Legionnaire, okay? Same thing. You get some decent strength, some decent DPS as well. If you have the means to do so, then you could get your hands on 2 Razor's Edge, which will give you some hit or strength. Or if you want just some big dogs, then you're going to want to go with the Shadow Fang and or Skeletal Club. Those 2 are still strong in this time around. But once again, like I said, boas ain't too hard to get this time around, so you're going to want one of these 2. Or if you want that hit, you're definitely going to want the 2 of these, which you can easily get out the auction house for a decent price. These typically, if I remember correctly, ain't too expensive. I mean, they're not too expensive. Shoot, I only got 1. Well, in terms of this character, this would be more of a PvP build, so with those 2 on. Okay. Now, for your sidearm, if you plan on doing anything protection, some tanking and whatnot, you're gonna want that red beard crest. Try to farm that thing out. It's gonna be pretty expensive. It's gonna be a little time consuming, but it is a great shield. One of the best shields at this level. The best shield, honestly. In the meantime, you're gonna want Commander's Crest, which comes out of Shadowfang Keep. Okay. Great healthy shield, 4 stamina, 2 strength, 3 dodge. Okay. And for your sidearm, for Horty, you can get Bow of Ire. Okay, but realistically, you're gonna want to make your way up to the Charmed Ancient Bow. Unless you want that stamina for tanking, you're gonna want that stamina. But for everybody else, okay, you're gonna want this joint right here. The best stat stick you can get your hands on right now. As unfortunately, this is a Horty only option. As you can see, them stats are quite nice. 3 stamina will be quite useful for a warrior. Okay, that being said, that is all for gear. Now you got to have your knick-knack paddywhacks. Alright, knick-knack paddywhacks, that is boom, enchantments and little things you need to survive. Some rough copper bombs. They're not the strongest thing ever this time around, but you can still get that incapacitate, which means you could stop a healer from healing if you time it right, of course, which doesn't take too long because these don't take long to cast. Your heavy silk bandages. Okay, gotta have your heavy silk bandages. You need a time to back off of a fight and heal up real quick, or you're in the middle of a fight and ain't nobody paying you attention. You're gonna need them bandages. Of course, your Rumsey Black Label for that extra 15 stamina, 150 health. Your healing potions. Always got to have some healing potions. Very important. Crystal of Ferocity. Unfortunately, this is an Alliance-only option. You got to pull up to Bloodwatch. You could talk to the 3 Draenei guys, and they'll ask you to farm out some crystals. You can do that whenever you want, at any time. It is repeatable, so you can get as many of these as possible. We used to use these like crazy back in the day for obvious reasons. An extra 10 attack power never hurt. Swiftness potions, the unbeatable. You gotta have your swiftness potion. Simple as that. Okay, you're playing a warrior. You get 1 option to mobility. Okay, and as you can see, cannot be used in combat. So what happens at this level is if you get stuck fighting hunters or anybody with an instant cast, that is exactly what they're going to do. It will stop you from doing that. So you need swiftness potions more than anybody, honestly. Okay. And then of course, like I said, Fury was your best option back in the day for Piercing Howl. Okay, because it'll happen. Somebody will catch you before you catch them. After all, you are playing a warrior, and that is a lot of warrior gameplay. Getting shot and not realizing that you're being attacked. Now you ain't got the option to charge unless you're playing a high level arms. Problem is, we're level 19, so that is no option. Swiftness potions are a must. Next up, you got Elixir of the Giant Growth to give you that 8 strength. Or, if you're looking to be a little bit more tanky, Elixir of Defense for extra 40 armor. Isn't the most defensive, not really, but you know, it's better than nothing, especially if you're a flag carrying. You're gonna have a lot of rogues on your neck. For scrolls, you're gonna want Scroll of the Strength 2 or Scroll of Protection for that extra 20 armor. Okay, really depends on what you're looking to do. And now for enchantments, okay, we have Cloak of Superior Defense or Lesser Agility. Depends on what you want. You could go for a little bit of crit. I mean, a little bit of crit. It ain't much. Or you can have better armor for defense. Okay. For chest, you want either major health or greater stats. Greater stats is typically the better option, but if you're looking to be more tanky, 100 health is a good one because that is 60 more health than you would obtain off of greater stats. For bracers, you either want superior strength or superior stamina. Oh shoot, I'm not putting the enchantments on. For your gloves, you either want strength or superior agility. Once again, that goes to that little bit of extra crit gain. 15 agility is quite a bit of crit, but at the end of the day, I think for most folks, you're probably going to want, as you can see, it's not too bad though. Went from 1290 to 13.31, so still pretty decent crit gains. But I mean, AP is AP. You don't want that AP. Okay. For your boots, you're either gonna want stamina or agility. Stamina is typically a good rounder for all warriors. Okay. Once again, if you're looking to go more of the power route, then that agility will work decently fine. A lot of people tend to go stamina though, because after all, you are playing a warrior, and being able to last long will be a bit more important sometimes. Now, if you're going with a dungeon hero character, then agility is definitely going to be the better option, unless you're tanking. For PvP, which is what this character is based on, you're definitely going to want that stamina, because, like I said, you're going to be getting tagged before you realize it sometimes. For enchantments, you're either going to want dual fury weapons. Okay, if you're doing fury, dual fury weapons would be a good one. But you know, we already know at the end of the day, Crusader is top dog. Okay, Crusader is the guy. And then for your shield, you're going to want that 10 on the vitality. Okay, keep yourself alive longer. Like I said, a lot of the times playing a warrior at this level is you getting caught lacking and trying to survive, pretty much. That's pretty much what the warrior is. Somebody done caught you, now you need to stay alive. That being said, folks, that is everything you're going to need at this level. If you do need a spec, here it is once more. Okay, battle trance, cruelty, or if you plan on tanking, you can also go with blood craze, because it gives you a good heal over time. You get 10% chance of healing, or no, what does that go up to? 30% chance of healing 1% of your health over 5 seconds. That is also a good one. And then of course, piercing howl. Yeah. So if you plan on PvPing with your character, there you go. If you are not PvPing with your character, for protection, you go with thunderclap, go with toughness. Insight is a good one. And then for your second down, you want to typically go with any of these ones that aren't too much. Okay, go with improved crit, shield mastery. And if you do want to go arms, because you don't plan on PvPing, you know, have options as well there that'll give you good extra damage. Your charge edition, this blitz one right here is real good too. Get more regeneration and more stuns. Okay, so there's a fair amount of options at this level, but we're focused on the PvP, so that's going to be Fury with dual Crusader. That being said, folks, like I said, in the future, these videos we will have target dummies for these characters to attack, so you can see the damage right then and there. I'm currently working on that right now, as you saw in the intro with me showing you how to freeze your level, the naked undead mage. That's what we're working on right now. So I used to do that back in the day, where we would have cloth, leather, mail, plate, and then heavy plate with a shield. That way you can see the all-around damage. So I'm currently working on that. That being said, though, it has been your boy, Legendary. If you enjoyed this video, that's good. If you didn't enjoy this video, that's good either way. You watched it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share with your people, join the Legendary clans, support the channel, become legendary. I'm out.